Hi, this is Kevin Rowe, iPlanTables. I want to take a few minutes to show you our collaboration software, extremely popular with educational facilities such as Oklahoma State, University of North Texas, and other universities such as Pittsburgh State, where we're involved in their educational programs. It also has proven to be very, very valuable for construction in allowing everybody in the same room to see the same screen if they have a laptop or a tablet or something else. What's been proven out over and over and over again is that no longer do people want to sit and just look at and pretend to look at a projector screen that they really can't see that's 15 feet away, but they're all nodding their head like, yeah, that's what we want to do. So I want to kind of show you how each one of these can work and how each one of these are synchronized to the same bit of information that you've got. And in this particular case, what you'll see when I mark up a particular screen is how it shows up on the other screen, irregardless of the software that I'm running. But then I'll go into the software as well, because if I do have software up, that's going to actually be able to show up on both of the screens that you just saw and allow me to be able to use it. And for other people in the room to see it as well, so that when I'm manipulating it, they don't have to constantly work at it. So it's kind of like GoToMeeting, if you will, but much more powerful. The person on the other end can actually make their own notes on their laptop. They can speak through the microphone on their laptop so they don't have to scream across the room, and then that information actually comes forward to me. So if I'm going to use this information and be able to zoom it in, I can do it a couple of different ways. I can use the internal tools that are built into the software. And that may be a little tricky to see, but I just put a red mark on there so you can kind of get an idea of what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it. But we can also make that larger as well. Let's make it where we can really see that sucker pop out for the screen. I realize videotaping screens is kind of difficult, but just using screen captures isn't much fun as well. It really doesn't give you the idea. However, I can also take and override the whole thing and make anything that is on my screen appear and mark it up. So this could be a Revit piece of information, it could be anything. So if the particular software you're using doesn't have markup tools, you now have the ability to have markup tools. So I'm going to use everything on here. Let's just use red, it's kind of popular in our industry. There's how wide I'm going to make it. And now at this point I want to be able to just do my own thing and mark that up, and then that's going to show up on everybody's screen. We're going to keep that information, and then that way everybody's got it and it's been captured, and now I can move on. But if I want to go in here, and people ask all the time, well, what if I want to draw? What if I want to be able to come in here? Well, I can do it two ways. I can use the native software like I did, or I can use my pen and just say, you know what, we're going to use that right there. We're going to come down. I'm going to mark up that line, because it may be more accurate, or it may have other pieces of information that I want to add to it and be able to draw. Now, a lot of other solutions you'll see, and we use a variety of monitors, so we use them as well. They'll have a pen or a particular stylus. Again, that's kind of putting another piece of hardware in your hands that basically you can do very, very easily with your own hand. And you don't have to constantly be trying to fight that piece of information. And you'll notice how this goes to every screen. So if you have 50 people in the room, they're all going to see your markups. You're all going to be able to talk about it. You're all going to be able to do this from any point and anywhere in the particular area or the piece of the project that you're working on. And let's just go back here and we'll use there's all kinds of tools that you can use, but typically what you want to try to use is, of course, something that you've used before. But you can also use the native pen inside of the actual software itself, because that's also part of something that works out. We're going to capture that before I move on. So it works very, very well for the educational market. It works extremely well for the construction market, because we want to be able to add things. We want to be able to mark them up. We want to be able to highlight them. We want to be able to do all of that. And they're going to show up on your screens. Again, let me make that a little wider so you can kind of see what we did. Complete that, and then I can go in here and make it very large. Obviously, I do well at selling plan tables, but marking things up I don't do every day. So, but I can also go in here and delete it very quickly as well. Okay. Get out of that. Right here, the hand tool. Let's say complete. Put that in there. And again, I can scroll through my drawings to see exactly what I'm looking for, and do this all the way through. So if you're using some of your softwares like PlanSwift or on-screen takeoff or on-demand or any of those, you're going to be able to use a multitude of these without having to constantly be right next to somebody. You may be wanting to sit at your desk and mark it up. You may be wanting to go somewhere else. So just ask us about our dNote product and how we use it to work with your collaboration team. All of these services are additional, if you will. They are something we provide, but you don't have to have them. If you just want an iPlanTable workstation, that's fine. However, if you want to get involved with some of our other digital services, we'll go into that in a little bit as well. And this concludes the segment on using dNote in the iPlanTable.